I have 4 things that you need to really know when it comes to delegating effectively. And this is important for you if you want to make sure you maintain your team's total engagement and happiness. My name is Phil Ciccio, and I work with supervisors and leaders literally all over the country and around the world, helping them understand some of the ideas that I'm going to share with you about delegation, motivation, and engagement. So here we go. This is what it's all about. When you're delegating to somebody, you have to delegate effectively. What does that mean? It means understanding what truly motivates your team, each individual on your team. Now, you're not going to be able to do this every time you delegate, because oftentimes you have to delegate something that people truly aren't going to like to do. That's just sort of the facts of, being in business, right? However, if you can create a culture, at least an understanding, where your team knows that you're doing your best to delegate the things that they truly value and they truly enjoy doing, which makes them feel empowered, I promise you, they'll be okay every once in a while when you have to delegate them something that they don't truly like. The goal is not to dump things on people. In delegation, the goal is to empower people. How do you empower people when you're delegating? You give them things that they would be inspired to do, that they might think are really important for you, and it might stretch them a bit and show them that you trust them in doing these things. Those are really important. Now, there are 4 elements that I want to share with you that are important to understand when you're delegating, and trying to use these as often as possible will make a huge difference, okay? These are what anchor your people to their job, right, to their work. People come to work for a specific reason, right? There's essentially 4 reasons why people come to work beyond money, survival, right, benefits, and things like that, things that are more internal or intrinsic. When you identify these 4 things and you recognize that there are people on your team that have one or more of these, you find the most dominant one, and there's a good chance when you delegate and you use this model of connecting them to their anchors that they'll feel empowered and they'll embrace it and they won't push back. They'll want whatever it is that you're delegating. So understand these 4 concepts. The first anchor is called the social anchor. And so this is the person who comes to work because they just love being around people. They love teams, they love collaboration, love being in meetings, they love building relationships. They just love people. That is a social anchor. If I'm going to delegate something to somebody who is his primary or her primary anchor is social, I want to delegate things that will require that person to be around people. So that might be facilitating a meeting, maybe facilitating some training, maybe organizing an event. Those kinds of things will make that person feel alive and empowered. If I delegate something to that person, that means that they're going to sit in a cubicle all day, right, and focus on detail or some sort of data. They may be good at it, they may be able to do it, but it'll feel like they're being dumped on, not being empowered, okay? So we need to understand, if they have the social anchor, tie them to things or delegate them to things that will fill that anchor, or anchor them to their social anchor. The second one is the intellectual anchor. This is the person who comes to work because they just love the complexity of the work that they do. They love the coolness of the work. That's the person who wants to dig in and put their head into their work and just do their work, right? They're not there for the social aspect. They're there because they just love what they do. And so when you're delegating to that person, that's giving them some complex work, something hard, something that would stretch them, something that you would normally do, that you say, look, I have too much on my plate. Could you do this for me? They'll feel empowered by that. They won't feel dumped on. If we gave them something that was more tied to the social anchor, like facilitating a meeting or a training, they're going to feel dumped on. They might be able to do it, but it'll be exhausting for them because it goes against the grain of who they are. So if they're intellectual, give them work that's complex and intellectual. The third one is the inspirational anchor, okay? This is a person that comes to work because they're inspired by what they do. They find meaning and purpose in what they do. And so you want to find things to delegate to them that connect them to that meaning, that purpose, that contribution. So you can say, hey, that project that you took charge of really made a difference to the community. That project that you took control of, that project really helped these people in some way. Or remember, the contribution, the significance, the meaning, connect them to that. They'll feel empowered, not dumped. And then the fourth anchor is sort of the cultural or environmental anchor, right? People come to work because of the culture or the environment. So we talk about culture, that's really group belief, what they believe in. And so you want to empower someone like this, you need to give them work that ties into the culture of the organization, what the group belief is, or connects them to the environment. And when we do this, if we can connect our people and delegate these these tasks to them or these projects to them that are tied to their anchors, social, intellectual, inspirational, or cultural, environmental, then they won't feel dumped on. They'll feel empowered, and that is the true way to delegate to your team. Hope you found value in this video. If you did, click the like button. If you know somebody that could have a benefit by watching this, please share it with them. And if you'd like more videos just like this, all you really got to do is just click on that bell button, and every time I post a video, you'll be notified. Thanks for watching.